I do love me some sake. I will go to the ends of the earth for some sake. It is by far my favorite beverage, and that includes non-alcoholic drink. I enjoy a non-alcoholic drink just as much as an alcoholic drink. I like all sorts of different food and beverages. I just enjoy imbibing. But I think sake consistently is the best beverage that I'll ever have. And in fact, I tend not to even go for fancy, super expensive sake. Give me one moment. Even very cheap bottles are something I find absolutely lovely. This bottle, very large bottle of sake, cost me about $5, and it's absolutely massive. It cost me $5. I'm pretty sure you're meant to cook with this rather than drink it, but I actually quite enjoy the flavor, but I figured it was much better to serve this hot. I actually prefer to have this hot. Now, actually, I'll explain that's after I take a sip from it, but let me warm this up first. Actually, let me sip from it now, then I'll warm it up. Yeah, it's very sweet. So it's pretty shallow. It's tasting notes. It's just like sweet rice grain, little bite of fruitiness of it, little grassy. It's very tolerable and it's very comforting. It's very refreshing, very comforting, even if rather simple, rather basic. Yeah, I'm just talking about this cheap bottle of sake I got, a massive bottle that only cost me $5, and it's delightful. It's very simple, completely uncomplex, but very delightful. If you've been to some Japanese restaurants, they have the house hot sake, and I actually love hot sake. That's my favorite way to enjoy sake. For this amount, which is roughly, I didn't measure it, it's like roughly 3.5 to 4 ounces. It's 30 seconds in the microwave should do, though obviously you should test it out yourself and do it little by little, just so things don't make a big mess and you don't explode a cup. But that's roughly 30 seconds for roughly this amount should make this nice and warm. I do detect what I learned about hot sake and why it's a little bit of a marketing scheme. However, that marketing scheme kind of works on me, so I love this. This is an absolute delight. We've made so many delicious cocktails, and you've seen me roll back in delight as I describe wonderfully complex, rich flavors with some really balanced and crazy cocktails that we made. This is so simple and yet so perfect. This might be better than all those drinks. It's very cheap. Once again, I'm using an extremely cheap bottle, and it's just so perfectly refreshing. Yeah, it has such a pleasant aroma on it. Just the warm steam. It's hard to describe. There's like a vague sweetness to it. And it's like the flavor equivalent of just being under the blanket on a cold day. It's so nice. Yeah, the fruitiness is much more present. The sort of like ricey sweetness of it, it is a little more muted, and you get rid of some of the slightly astringent grassy notes of it, which is fine. Like, that's a part that's usually maybe a bit unpleasant to people, and it's so lovely. It's so good. Warming up your sake is essentially the equivalent of freezing a relatively low quality other spirit, like a whiskey. Like, I knew some friends who used to like freezing their Jameson so that they realize it becomes super smooth, super easy to drink, and it gets them very drunk really fast. But the issue there is that you're actually muting a lot of the flavors by doing that.